If you're wondering how to take action and get started on your business, whatever venture you want to do, this is the video for you. I'm Dom Jackson with DBD Media, and this is my daily vlog where I document the process of me building my agency, DBD Media. Today was one of those days that was really good. I mean, it was a decent day. I started doing the day with some outreach. Woke up in the morning, got right to it. Instagram only lets you do a certain amount of things within the cycle. So I did like 130 something yesterday, and then I did like 15 today. So I'll see how long I can go into the next one, but there's definitely blocks of how much DMing you can do in a time frame. So I have to figure out how to adjust my strategies to that. What I did in the meantime is that I set up a list on my Google Sheets of a bunch of people that I can DM for the next time. So it saves me a lot of time. So I now have I spent time making my list of people I can find before I found it. Which also brought me to another point that I want to cover, that for anybody doing it, when I make my full outbound video, that one of the best ways to find people I've done is to check the hashtag of something you're looking for, or find like a big influencer in your space, and then check their comments or check their tag photos or check their followers. And then if you do that enough times, you'll find like a chain of people that end up going through. So I was like podcast, the comedians, the comedian podcast, earthy podcast. So like I was finding podcasts, and I was finding people that were personalities in the space too. So I have like a double spot where I can go in. So that's I found a new way to find people on Instagram. I think it's super good too. Today I want to talk about one of the big things I realized was just like today and where I am right now and with the process I am as far as video wise. I've been working on my business a lot. And within the past, definitely on Friday, but within the past couple of days, I really hit a new point of alignment. And I think the levels are first you have the idea hey, I'm going to do this thing, be kind of Then it's two, it's all right, I'm going to do this thing. You kind of put your toe in it. But then I feel like level 3 is you're in it and really aligned. I think I'm really aligned now. When I'm saying that, I mean when I get up, before Friday, I would get up in the morning and be 5 more minutes, or 10 more minutes, 15 more minutes sometime. But since Friday, it's been no, you gotta get up and go. You can't, there's no going back. And I think it takes time to get to that point of actual alignment and commitment of whatever you're trying to do to really get to really be fully invested in it at the level you want to be performing. So your own self is not getting in the way as much. You're not fighting yourself or being distracted as much, or you're just really in your thing and trying to get the thing done. And the levels that it takes to get there. So I think the next level after this is when life gets in the way. Cause you're in the process of making a new you. Like I was saying, you're not the same person anymore. You're not the same thing. I tell myself that all the time because I'm oh, I can't do this, or I don't do this, or that's crazy. Then it's no, that was crazy, or something that the old me wouldn't do. But the new me can think like this or do this because I'm not the same thing I was before. I'm not the same thing. And just kind of taking apart the old identity that I had, and then build the new one that I am with the actions that I'm doing, because what you do is what you are more than anything else. You're more your actions than you are your thoughts, and thoughts lead to everything else, but your actions are the biggest thing that gets you there. And now it's okay, I'm aligned, I'm it, I'm the thing, I'm doing the thing, I'm being the thing, I'm actually going to it. But now I have more things, more roadblocks that are going to coming that are are you still the thing when this happens? Are you still the thing when this happens? Are you still the thing when this happens? And it's really going to make, I think the bigger the snowball gets, if I'm steering the ship, I have to make bigger decisions on what side of the coin I'm on. Because there's going to be a point where it's going to be old Dom meets new Dom. I'm going to have to pick which one is the one that wins in a bigger moment. And it's an interesting thought process to have. Maybe I'm analyzing it, but as I do more stuff and as you see me do more vlogs, that will be one of the things. But I do want to say to people, anybody watching this, you will hit a point. I'm definitely better. I'm more aligned now than I was when I started doing the videos. And that was 80 something days ago. So I've been doing it for a good amount of time now. And I've definitely had moments where no, this is I feel it more and I'm doing it more. But now I'm cool, my body's yo, we gotta figure this out. And I'm glad I had those points, and I'm glad those points existed, because the mentality of hey, I gotta do this, I gotta figure this out, and if I stay up, go to sleep, but it has to get done, is really how I'm feeling right now. And I wanted to articulate it the best way I could at this point, so that anyone going through it just knows that hey, as you go through your process, you'll hit new levels of commitment and investment to it that you won't have before. And, you know, whoever you're doing it, or me watching this in a year, 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is, you know, I just want you to know that you got this. Keep going. But it's definitely not easy. And I understand that now that it's a more momentum, a stronger thing, I can say no to more things. Then it's going to be like the collateral of all the no's. When you say yes to one thing, when you say no to something, you're saying yes to something else, and vice versa. So what are my no's I'm going to say no to, and what are the yeses I'm going to say yes to? And a lot of the yeses are going to be day by day media. So, as always, take it one step at a time. We'll get there day by day.